Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Felix Bliss. Today I'm going to walk you through how you can create this church flyer. So if you are new here, do well and subscribe because we are going to learn a lot from this church flyer, and this will not be the first and this will not be the last. We will still create more church flyers for you. So without much ado, let's start. So before you start, the first thing you need to know is try and gather all your resources before you come to the document. So I've already done that. I'm doing so I have everything intact here. Then I have my text already typed so that I can work efficiently. So make sure you prepared everything before you start. So the first thing we are going to do here is to set up the background for the work. Okay, so I'll go in here and then use this texture. You can get all the pictures in the description, but with the minister you need to get any minister you have to use. Okay, so I'll just drag this texture here like this. Okay, so if you think this texture is not nice and you need one, you can go to Unsplash, Pinterest or Google itself and then download white geometric backgrounds. So that is another tips you should know. Okay, you can't just create your design raw like that. So we have something like this. Okay, we can reduce the opacity for this one. So with this one selected, I can press 5 to set the opacity to 50. Okay, if you want to decrease it, you can also come here and do it, but you can also press 5 to decrease it and to be 50%. Okay, so after doing this, my aim is to create the background first. So we have this background and I would like to add the minister's picture. Okay, now bring him somewhere here. I will try to increase the size of his picture like this. Okay, after doing this, what I'm going to do right now is I'll position him here because I don't need this full picture, I need small portion of it. Okay, then I will change the blend mode to luminosity, something like this. From here I'm going to decrease the opacity as well to something like 20. Okay, 20 is too much for me, I'll set to 10. Okay, then I'll go in because it is not the main, we are not using it for the main design, we are just adding it to the background. Okay, that's why I've set it to that way. I'll create a mask like that, then press B for the brush, then I will increase the brush size with this particular key, the bracket close. You see I'm trying to brush but nothing is going on because this one is set to white, so you can press X to switch to black. Okay, and then try and erase this portion. We don't need the full picture, we need only the head, something like this. Okay, then we can position him to the top here or pedestal, something like this. So from here what we are going to do right now is we are done with the background, so we can just select all the background. Okay, unlock this one, select the 3, hold the control key to select, then group it. So we can call this background. Now from here what we are going to do next is to go to the next stage. So the next stage we can work with the text. Okay, so with the text and the images, so I can bring in the logo. So I'll bring in the logo for the church. Okay, the logo is too big for me, so this is Christ Apostolic Student and Associate. Okay, so I will just, so you can see that I'm struggling with it, so I can hold the hotkey and then click on the icon to zoom to the icon. Then what I'm going to do right now is I will go in for magic 1, 2 or quick selection to any of them. So I will select this area, click on the add this one so that you can add the selection. I'll select here, I will select here, I will select here. Then I will hold the Alt key and then press on the mask. So you can see that I've removed the white background with the logo. Zoom out like this. So from here I can add the name of the church, but I want to arrange my layers in order. So what I'm going to do now is I will bring in the other pictures. Okay, I want to group them, so I'll bring in the social handle. Okay, and then I'll place it somewhere here. Then I will decrease the size. Okay, like this. Then the next thing I'm going to do right now is go in for the main picture. Okay, then I'll bring that one to here. I'm going to reduce the size. Okay, bring it down like this. Okay, something like this is cool for me. Increase the size more. So already you see the work of the design. I've already planned everything, so this is the work. Now you can see that the image comes with a background. Okay, so we can also use the magic wand to do that, but there is another tool which can do a perfect job for us. So we will just go to the properties of the picture. Okay, but before we go to the properties, try and then rasterize the image. Okay, then from here we can remove the background of the image. So we can either select the subject and mask it, or we remove the background and it will create the mask for us. So let's wait and see what is going to happen. So as you can see, we don't have the background there. Again, it is removed. So from here we can hold the shift key and then select this one and group that one again, so and call this one images. Okay, so you can see that I have a clean layers. Okay, images, something like this. So what I'm going to do here is to add the text. Okay, I'm going to add the text. But before I add the text, I need to add, you see, the whole thing that I'm doing, I have a plan. Okay, I have a plan, so I know from here I'm moving to this. So if you don't have a plan, your work will be some way. So I have a plan. So from here you need to visualize what you need to create. Okay, just visualize it. This is what I want to create. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add shapes. Okay, so that I'll group that one to the necessary shape. So I will go here and look for rectangular tool and then bring it in here. Okay, then I'll create something like this here. Now I want the color to match this shirt. Okay, so I'll take away the stroke here. I'll go to this color. I'll sample the color of the shirt. Okay, I need the blue part. Okay, I will go for the one with more saturation. Okay, like this. Then I'll press on OK. So this will be our shape one. We can bring the picture up small like this. Okay, then what we are going to do next is to add another shape here. You see, I have a plan. I keep on telling you I have a plan, so I know what I'm doing. Okay, then I'll create another shape here. You understand how I'm doing this after I'm done. So I'll take away this stroke, then I'll click on the fill and then I'll change the color of this one to red. Okay, then what I'm going to do again is if maybe you forget to add some shapes, you can do it later on, but you can see that this shape is not, it has been part of this group. We don't want to be part of that group, so I will bring it here. Okay, we want to group our items on the layers so that anytime we are doing modification to our flyer, it will be easy for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I can add another shape, here. Okay, something like this. Then I will not fill it. I'll not fill it, but I'll give it a stroke of white. Okay, then I'll increase the stroke size. Okay, but you can see that it is under this layer, so we need to drag it up like this. Nice. So we have this, but the stroke is too big for me, so press U to change the stroke size to maybe 3. Now what we are going to do now is we need to group this one again and call it shapes. So I will hold the shift key, then I will select the 3, then I'll group this and I'll call this shapes. So from here we need to add our text. Okay, so we'll go here, so what we are going to do here is to add our text. So I will just click here, then I will go in for my text. I told you I already have my information type, so I'll copy the whole of this, then I'll come back here and Ctrl V to paste. Okay, then I will change the alignment to left alignment. Okay, let's change the color. So go to swatches and then change the color to blue. Now the cursor, the S here is too big, can reduce the S to small. Then we can also decrease the size of the text to maybe 6. If you think 6 is too small, we can make it maybe 8. Okay, something like this. Let's go to properties of the text. Okay, and what we are going to do here is let's check the spacing. Okay, so with the spacing I can set the leading to auto and it will do the spacing for me. Okay, so we have this, so I can bring this one here. So if you're a beginner, this is very simple church flyers you should be able to do. Okay, so I'll bring this one here. Then what I'm going to do next is to bring we call something present. Most church this thing goes with presents, so we can type that one. I can make a copy of this same text, so Ctrl J, then I will drop it here, then I will type presents. I will select all these, maybe change the color to maybe black. Okay, if you think you don't like the font, you can change it as well. Okay, so I can maybe bring it down like this. Present. From here I'm going to add the main topic for the program title. Okay, so I can write it, so I can make a copy of this text again, so Ctrl J, then I'll position it in the middle. Press Ctrl R for ruler to check for your alignment. So this is set to inches, I can set it to percentages. Okay, then I'll position this one in the middle. 50% is cool for me. Yeah, so from here I'll copy the text here. The next text is the gospel must go, so Ctrl C, then we will come here and then type the information, so Ctrl V. Let's select all this, then position it center alignment. We can change the font to something bold. Okay, so I'm just trying to look for a bold text. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, this is not bad. We can increase the size for this one to maybe 24. Then let's set the color to blue. Then we can decrease the spacing, so we can let's position this one in the middle, go to properties and then change the spacing. Okay, can change the spacing Okay, something like this is cool for me. So the gospel must go. Okay, so from here we can add some effects, some shapes, whatever to the text. We can modify our text to make it look nice. So I'm not going to do much here. I'll just go to blending option. Then from here, what I'm going to do is I'll add a drop shadow. Let's check if our drop shadow is global. So let's uncheck the global light and then reduce the size of the text. Something like this is cool for me. Then let's add a stroke. Now the stroke will add white, so the white will be part of this one. So you can see that this one is nice. See, the gospel must go. Okay, if you like, you can add some bevels and embossment to it, something like this. Okay, and then press on OK. So from here, what we are going to do right now is to add the theme for the program. So the theme, you can just type theme. Change the size and then the font. So we'll just choose area bold. Okay, then we will change the color to maybe red. Let's reduce the size to 12. Something like this is cool for me. We need to add semicolon to the text. So from here, what I'm going to do right now is to make a copy of the text. So Ctrl J to make a copy, then drag this one forward and type the theme for the program. So I'll go here for my theme, empowered to make disciples of all nations. So Ctrl C, then Ctrl V. You can select or then go for script. Okay, if you don't have script font, you can download some from online. So I'm empowered to make disciples of all nations. Then I'll bring this one down small like this. I will select all of them, then I'll change the color to black. I'll change the spacing for this one to auto. Then I'll bring this one here. So we have something like this. If you think the spacing is too much for you, you can decrease the spacing for it. Okay, select it and then decrease the spacing. Alright, so we have something like this. So from here, we're almost done with our work. What we are going to do now is to add the dates and then the time. Okay, have the quotation, fine. So we can add the quotation. If they give you quotation, you can add it. So from here, what I'm going to do right now is to add the name of the minister. So I'll just make a copy of this text, Ctrl J, then I'll bring it here. You see the face is looks here. Okay, it's looking here rather. So by looking at how he has positioned himself, if you bring it here to be more good, then we can maybe shift the picture to this side small. Okay, then we can add the name. So host, can type host. let's select all of it and then change the font to script. Let's make a copy of this again. And then type the name of the minister. Okay, so the name of the minister will be Reverend Emmanuel Johnson. Something like this. Okay, we can bring the Johnson down small. Select all this, go to the properties again, and then set the spacing to 9, or better still, we can make it 10. Then let's change the color to blue. So we have something like this. Now from here, what we are going to do next is to write something here. I place this one here because I'm going to write something. So I'll just type here live, L-I-V-E. So it will be live on the social handles. Okay, then I'll change this one to Benghazi. Change the color to white. Okay, now let's move it to this side. So live, let's start with the capital letter. Okay, live on all the social handles. So you just type here the name of the social handles. So Control J, change the color to blue, then we will type Casa underscore global. Then I'll reduce the size for this one. Reposition this. Okay, so this program will be live on all the social handles. Then we are going to add this information, that is the time and then the date. Okay, so let's make a copy of this text again. I like making copies. Control J, then let's drag it here, change the color to white. Now copy this text, the date, Control C, and then what we are going to do next is to paste it here. Okay, make a copy of this one again, Control J, bring it down to the box, and let's copy the 7 p.m. each night. Control V. Now let's select each night. Okay, the night, make it capital. Then let's select each night. To red. Then okay. So we have something like this. Now we can select this shape because the size is too big for us. Can select it. Control T. So this is very simple, but you can see that this one has come to the bottom too much, so we can bring this one up. Okay, then we can bring this shape, the rounded rectangle, up as well. Then 7 p.m. each night can also go up. Let's reduce the size to make it fit, so we can change the size to 10. So from here, what we are going to do now is we need to do some modifications. So I'll change the color for must go to maybe different color. Okay, so select must go and then go to the swatches and set the color to red. Okay, so now see what we are going to get. The gospel must go, and it is quite nice. Okay, so this is all about these basics or church flyer you can create. Every beginner should be able to create this flyer because it is easier. If you have not subscribed to this channel, try and do so for me because I'm going to create more church flyers for you. Thank you.